Excellent. Thank you for being here. I love these types of graph problems. It's asking you, remember how we said that this is an ordered pair, that this pair, when you're seeing a number like this in the parentheses, this first number represents X on the number line, and the second number is going to represent Y on the coordinate grid. And this is what we have here. We have a grid here. And remember the line that goes side to side, this is your X axis, and the line that goes up and down vertical, baby, is Y axis. Okay, so you have an X axis and you have a Y axis, and you're in the first quadrant. So we're going to know what you need to know here is if you're looking there, you run before you jump. I know it says run before jump. Okay, so X before Y. So we're running on the X axis before we jump. So this is saying go to Y, or sorry, go to the 1X. So look at here, we're going to run. There's a 1 and 0. We're not going anywhere. So what object is that 1 and 0? You're going to choose which one that you see here. Okay, good. And please write down X axis and Y axis. Write this down because this part here, when you write it down, you're going to remember. Okay, so placing which number in the box would result in a product less than 7? So it's saying which is resulting in a product. A product is the answer of a multiplication. So whatever this one is, and it's going to be less than or smaller than 7. Okay, so we have to find the answer, that the number that goes in here and gives us a number smaller than 7. So we're going to fill in each of these numbers. So let's do this here. So we're going to say 7 times 3 equals what? Well, seven groups of 3, or 7 plus 7 plus 7, or 7 plus 7 plus 7 3 times, or you could do 3 groups of 7. It's up to you, but we know that this is going to be 21. So is 3 going to help you get an answer that's smaller than 7? No. Bang. All right, so here you have 3 over 3. Remember the little trick that we've been doing? When the numerator and the denominator are the same, it equals 1 whole. So this equals 1. So let's put this in there. Let's fill in that one. 7 times 1 equals 7. Is this less than 7? No, it's equal to 7. So that's not going to be right. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, here we go. You have a fraction, 8/9. Remember, this is an improper fraction. It's greater, or sorry, no, it's not. 8 is not. Rewind. 8/9. This is a normal fraction. And we learned this in Strong Minds, that when you have a smaller fraction like this and you multiply it to a whole number, you're going to make a smaller number. But let's test it, because we want to test it, right? We want to check, recheck, and check it again. Okay, so I have a whole number. We have 7 times 8/9. We're going to put a 1 under it, just so we can get it. And then you got to sing the little song if you have it in your head. And we know we're going to give you the jingle. And we put a 1 under it. Okay, so 7 times 8. This is my favorite multiplication problem in the whole world. It's everywhere you go. 7 times 8 is 7 groups of 8, or 56. Then we have 9, or 1 times 9, which is 9. So how are we going to check if it's less than 7? Well, you've got to tip it over, remember? You're dividing. Fraction is also a division. So 9 goes into 56 times. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 6 is 54. So let's see. Let's put 6 here. 9 times 6, we're going to put a 54 under here. Subtract it. 6 take away 4 is 2. So what's left over, we're going to get glad now and turn it into a mixed number to see if it's less than 7, which we already know it is. We don't even have to do any more math, just to practice. G stands for go divide. Leave the whole number. Always put the leftover on the top, and then your denominator stays the same. So this is definitely less than 7. Okay, and we know that this wouldn't work because this is what I was trying to say earlier. 9 over 8. This is an improper fraction, and it means it's more than 1. So you're going to multiply one number bigger than 1 to 7. It's going to make it bigger, not smaller. Okay, good job. So you can X that out. No more math for that problem. Yeah. Okay, what is the difference? Signal word, subtraction. So we know we can't subtract these two fractions unless they have the same denominator. My favorite thing in the whole world to get this set up for us is to put these T-charts here to help us. And then let's rewrite the fractions, I'm gonna stack them up. 5/12, and I'm gonna say 3 times 1, list the multiples of 3, is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, and then now I can stop here because I can already see that 12 times 1 is 12. So the lowest common multiple is 12. So that's going to be 12, and that's going to be 12. And then whatever we do to one side, you're going to do to the other. So you have 3 times 4, that gave me 12. And you're going to be 2 times 4, that's going to give me 8. And then this one didn't change because 12 times 1 is 12 and 5 times 1 is 5. And so now we're going to be able to subtract it. 8 take away 5 gives you 3. And then the denominator is 12. Okay, so am I done here? Miss Benitez, none of them say 3/12. Okay, that's right, because we have to check, we have to simplify. So we're simplifying by saying 3 divided by 3, 12 divided by 3. Remember, whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. We always want it, we can start with 2, but I knew that they were already related just because of this number line here. You could see how you see 3 times 1 and 3 times 12. So I knew that they had the same multiple. So because it's the opposite, right? 3 divided by 3 gives you 1. 3 divided by 12 gives you 4. So that's how I knew that I could use 3. I had this already here for me to show me. So 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. 12 divided by 4 gives me 4. So 1/4. Is there a 1/4 on here? Yes, there is. It's right there, ready for you to choose the correct one. Okay, we're doing great. Here we go. Problem 4. Oh, I love fractions. How do you love fractions? On a scale of 1 to 10, let us know how much you love fractions. For me, it's 10. We're so curious. We want to know what you're doing here. So here we go. We have 3 plus 3, 1/2 plus 4 times 10. Ooh, this is PEMDAS. We're using order of operations. So remember, this is parentheses, and this is exponents, multiply. Oops, that doesn't look like multiplication. We're reading it like a book. And so remember how we said this here, this is the most important part for you to remember. It doesn't matter which one comes first. It's either if division comes first, whichever one, if you're reading it like a book, whichever one comes first, it might be division, it might be multiplication, but multiplication or division or multiplication always come before adding and subtracting. And same thing here. It's whichever one comes first. Subtraction might come first or adding might come first, but this is the part you have to remember. This is a common error that we make as students. So you're going ahead and reading it like a book starting from the left and going to the right. Okay, so looking here, I'm going to rewrite it just to help me. All right, so we have 3/4 plus, we have to do what's in the parentheses first. So let's do some math over here. I'm going to get it out of the way. 3/2 plus 4. That's 1/2 goes on the bottom. 3 plus 4 equals 7. So this is 7 and 1/2. We can clear the parentheses because we solved it. And we're going for 10, and then we do 3 plus 10. Okay, we're reading it like a book. What comes first? Do we add or multiply first, or subtract or divide, whichever one? We're going to multiply first. So we're multiplying 7.5 times 10. So before I can multiply this mixed number, I have to turn it into an improper fraction. So how do we do that? We're going to get mad. Mad face. Okay, there's my mad emoji. You can make one too. So take 7 and 1/2. And then you're going to do 2 times 7 is 14. 14 plus 1 equals 15. So that gives you 15/2. Now we can multiply this because we're going to put 15/2. And we're going to multiply it by 10, but we're going to put a 1 under it. Okay, and I'm putting this to the side. So now we can multiply it. Oh, there's a lot of steps here, isn't there? 2 times 1, 2. And then we have 15 times 10. We know that's 150. All right, we're still not done because we got to simplify it before we add it to here. So 150. Let's turn it over. Divide it. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Okay, 2 times 7 is 14. And then I put my 1, I bring down the 0, 2 goes into 10, 5 times, so 75. So 150 is actually 75. And then sometimes it does feel like that. Doesn't it feel like all this math that we're doing is sometimes you just get wrong? Okay, and then 75 plus 3 or 3 plus 75 is 78. Do we have an answer over here that shows you 78? And you should feel extremely proud at this point because look at all the steps that you've been learning all year round. We love you. You have been showing us amazing work.